Good morning, students. This is 12th Standard Botany video class, video 9. In this video, we are going to continue the lesson Principles and Process of Biotechnology. Dear students, the previous video class, we have seen tools for genetic engineering, three types of enzyme, that is restriction enzyme, DNA ligase, and alkali phosphatase. Then we have seen what is vector, properties of vector, and then features of vector such as origin of replication or ORI, selectable marker or suitable marker for antibiotic resistant, and last one is the restriction site or cloning site. Then we have seen what is plasmid, different types of plasmid. One is the PBR322 plasmid, another one is the TI plasmid. Next one is the walking gene or jumping gene or transposon. Then we have seen expression vector. That means vector which is divided into two types. One is the cloning vector, which is used to insert the DNA into the host organism. Another one, expression vector, which is responsible for the rDNA, responsible for to make rDNA to produce protein. Not only that, its own protein is also produced within the host cell. That type of vector is known as expression vector. These are all the topic we have seen in the previous video class. Today, we are going to see with the competent of the vector along with the host of DNA, and also methods of gene transfer and gene electroporation methods. Dear students, see the topic competent host. That means the transfer of DNA fragment into the host cell, how it is taken place. Before transferring the rDNA, what are all the activities which are taken place by vector? That is said to be the steps followed in the competent of host. First, the propagation is what is that one? Multiplication of rDNA molecules which occur only inside the host cell. For this multiplication process or gene cloning process, many host cells are preferable. For example, E. coli, yeast, animal or plant cell. So these type of cells only showing the cloning, gene cloning experiment. So these are all the suitable host for gene transfer. Out of these four, E. coli bacteria is most widely host organism which contains some kind of genetic material which can be easily studied, and also it is easy to handle to grow in the laboratory, and also it can able to accept any range of vectors. Out of this, the E. coli bacteria which are containing the important processes under optimal growing temperature. This E. coli bacteria has the capacity to replicate every 20 minutes. That's why the scientists selected E. coli bacteria for gene cloning experiment. What are the characteristic feature? It is easy to grow. It can able to accept any range of, that means any type of vector. The genetic study material is suitable for the cloning experiment. Not only that, under optimal growing temperature, normal temperature is 30. Below 30, it's said to be under normal growing temperature. The bacteria can able to divide or multiply, at every 20 minutes. That's why this E. coli bacteria is suited for gene cloning experiment. Dear students, the recombinant DNA molecule is the hydrophilic molecule. That means it can able to pass through the water, but it is unable to pass through the cell membrane. It has the capacity to walk in the watery substance or to run in the watery substance, but it cannot be passed through the cell membrane or plasma membrane. So in this type of DNA, we can able to insert the rDNA molecule into the bacterial plasmid. So before we are posing inserted to the DNA into the plasmid of bacteria, the bacteria has to be compete with the host organism. So this should be done with the help of the treatment of divalent calcium cations, divalent cation of calcium substances. So these rDNA molecules are injected to the bacterial cell. Before, these rDNA molecules are incubated, that is placing on the ice, followed by giving the 42 degrees Celsius heat shock, and again putting them back to the ice. These activities make the bacteria to take up the recombinant DNA. So, E. coli bacteria only have the capacity to insert the rDNA molecule into the host organism. Some of them, they are unable to insert the DNA because the DNA is an hydrophilic molecule. That means it can able to pass through the water molecule, but cannot be passed through the cell membrane or plasma membrane. In that type of DNA, the bacteria is forced to inject the DNA into the host organism. Before injecting the DNA into the host cell, the bacteria has to be compete with the host organism. That should be taken place by treating the specific concentration of bivalent cation such as calcium molecule. Then the recombinant DNA molecules are forced into the host cell. Before that, they are placed into the ice, followed by heat shock at 42 degrees Celsius, then putting them back to the ice region. These activities make the bacteria to take up the recombinant DNA. So this is the characteristic feature of bacteria to take up the DNA molecules by artificially or in the laboratory. Dear students, there are two types of protein is there, eukaryotic protein and prokaryotic protein. The expression of eukaryotic protein in eukaryotic cell are very much preferable because this eukaryotic cell producing functionally active protein, and also this protein has the capacity to fold it properly, and also the post-translational modification is also occur in this functional active protein. But this is not possible in the prokaryotic cell, that is E. coli cell. So, for the expression of eukaryotic protein, we can able to use the eukaryotic cell are preferred, because this eukaryotic cell only can able to produce functional active protein, because this protein only has the capacity for folding properly, and also post-translational modification is also occur in the eukaryotic protein. But this type of activity is not possible in the prokaryotic cell, that is E. coli. That's why if you are inserting rDNA into the eukaryotic cell, we are using the eukaryotic protein. So these are all the competent of the host by bacteria. Next one, methods of gene transfer. How the DNA fragment which are transferred from one organism to another organism, that is known as gene transfer. This one has also taken place by different method. So these several methods are based upon the vector type and host cell type. That means depending upon the vector and host cell. Dear students, see the paragraph. After a recombinant DNA molecule has been generated, it is introduced into a suitable host organism. There are many methods to introduce the recombinant vector, and also these vectors are depend upon the several factors such as the vector type or host cell type. Dear students, for achieving the genetic information or transformation in plants, the basic prerequisite is the construction of vector. That means we can able to select a vector in which carries the gene of interest from the DNA of one organism to another organism. By controlling the sequences present in the DNA molecule, that is promoter and terminator, which delivers the genes into the host cell. That is said to be methods of gene transfer. So nothing but the meaning of gene transfer is the DNA fragment is transferred from one organism to another organism, which is showing the certain modification in the transformed DNA into the host cell. That is known as gene transfer. By using certain controlling sequences, that is promoter and terminator, and delivers the gene into the host cell. So this is said to be methods of gene transfer. So this gene transfer is divided into two types. One is the direct or vectorless gene transfer. That means without using the vector or a plasmid, they are transferring the gene from one organism to another organism. That is said to be direct gene transfer or vectorless gene transfer. Next one, indirect or vector mediated gene transfer. That means indirectly a vector or a plasmid which are carrying the rDNA from one organism to and insert to another organism. That is said to be indirect or vector mediated gene transfer. First we are going to see direct or vectorless gene transfer. Dear students, In this method, the foreign gene of interest means what is that one? A fragment of a rDNA that is said to be foreign gene of interest is delivered. Delivered means inserted into a host plant with the help of a vector. That is said to be direct gene transfer method. So without helping of a vector, we are transferring the rDNA fragment or foreign gene of interest from one organism to another organism, that is host to the recipient organism. This is divided into different types. One is the chemical mediated gene transfer, microinjection, electroporation method of gene transfer, liposome mediated method of gene transfer, biolistic. So these are all the different types of direct or vectorless gene transfer. First, we are going to see chemical mediated gene transfer. Nothing but the answer is on the topic itself. By using certain chemical substance like polyethylene glycol PEG and dextran sulfate induce the DNA uptake into the plant protoplast. That means host plant. Next one, microinjection. So microinjection means it's like an injection which are putting in the hospital or by a doctor. The DNA is directly injected into a nuclear region using fine tipped glass needle or micropipette to transform the plant cell. The protoplast which is present in a plant cell are immobilized. That means they are unable to move on a solid support or held with a holding pipette under the suction. So agarose on a microscopic side, agarose is an gel-like substance which are placing on a under microscopic slide. We can able to see the immobilized structure of protoplast on a solid chemical substance or held with a holding pipette under a suction. So these are all the first two type of vectorless gene transfer. First one by using the chemical polyethylene glycol or dextran sulfate induced DNA uptake into the plant protoplast. Second one, we are directly injecting the DNA fragments into the host cell by using pine tipped glass needle or micropipette to transform the plant cell. Then the third type is said to be electroporation of gene transfer. So electroporation means by using the radiation, we are putting hole on the surface of a plant cell or a host cell. Through that pore, we are injecting the or inserting the DNA fragment into a host cell. That is said to be electroporation method of gene transfer. See the paragraph. A pulse of high voltage, that's why I told you electric current, is applied to the protoplast cell or a tissue, which makes a transient pore. Transient means a path of pore in the plasma membrane through which uptake of foreign DNA molecules taken place. That is said to be electroporation method of gene transfer by producing pore on the plasma membrane using the high voltage of electric current to insert the foreign DNA molecule into the host cell. That method is known as electroporation method of gene transfer. Dear students, for this, they are given the diagram. First one, The pink color one is said to be the cell surrounded by a cell membrane. Then we are introducing the foreign gene or DNA or drugs. Then this foreign DNA is see the second diagram during the E field. That means we are applying high voltage of electric current on the surface of a plasma membrane which create a minute pore. Through the pore, they are inserting the DNA molecules in the last diagram. So before pulse, they are having only the molecules of cell. Then after applying the high voltage of electric current, along with the cell molecules, the foreign DNA molecules also present inner side of the plasma membrane, which is seen in the diagram, that is green in color, that is said to be the DNA fragments. So they are given that one after pulse, cell yields with gene, that means DNA fragment or a foreign gene or drug inside. So this is said to be the electroporation method. Is separate 3-mark question. Totally direct or vectorless gene transfer is the important 5-mark question. It contains 5 methods. One is the chemical mediated, microinjection, electroporation, liposome mediated, and last one is said to be the biolistic. So these are all the different methods of direct or vectorless gene transfer. Next, we are going to see liposome mediated method of gene transfer. This is also another important 3-mark question. What is liposomes? Liposomes are artificially produced phospholipid vesicle. That means round shaped body. Contains phospholipid molecule are used in the transfer of gene. So gene or a DNA is transferred through a liposome. The DNA fragment is inserted into the vacuole of the plant cell. So these liposome carry the encapsulated, that means it is not surrounded by a membrane, without coating or outer covering, that is said to be encapsulated DNA into a vacuole of the plant cell. Which one is carrying the DNA? The liposome. Liposome means what is that one? Artificially produced phospholipid vesicle. That means oval shaped body like a ball. This one only carrying the DNA and inserted into the vacuolar region of a plant cell. So why we are using this liposome mediated gene transfer means this method which are showing more advantages because the liposome protect the newly formed rDNA by damaging. These damages are taken place by acidic pH and protease enzyme which is present in the vacuole. So to prevent only, we are using the liposome mediated gene transfer, and also we selected the liposome as a vector because it prevents the DNA against acidic pH and protease enzyme present in the vacuole. The liposome and the tonoplast of vacuole, tonoplast means is a cell membrane surrounded by a vacuole, is known as tonoplast. Both of them fuse together and transferring the gene fragments. This process is known as liposuction. What is that one? Liposuction. Yes, students, it's a book back question. Write a short notes on liposome mediated gene transfer, or write a short notes on lipofection. Okay, so dear students, liposome mediated means it is artificially phospholipid vesicle which carries the DNA and inserted into the host organism. Why we are selecting liposome means they are protecting the DNA against damage caused by acid pH and protease enzyme which is present in the vacuole. After that, the tonoplast of vacuole. Tonoplast means what is that one? Membrane which are surrounded by a vacuole is known as tonoplast or fusion together. They are inserting the gene into the vacuole of the plant cell. So this process is known as lipofection. The last method of vectorless gene transfer is biolistic. So for this method, a foreign DNA or gene of interest DNA is coated with minute gold on the surface of a foreign DNA, or it is coated with tungsten particle 1 to 3 millimicron and bombarded means triggered into, like a gun, triggered, bombarded into the or forced into the target tissue or a cells using a particle gun, also known as gene gun method or microprojectile gun method or shotgun method. Then the bombarded cells or tissues are cultured on selected medium to regenerate the plants from the transformed cell. That is said to be biolistic. This biolistic also very important 3 mark and 5 mark question. In this method, foreign DNA molecules are coated with gold or tungsten particle up to 1 to 3 millimicron and bombarded, that means forced onto the target tissue region or a cell using a particle gun. That's why it is known as gene gun method or microprojectile gun method or shotgun method. Then these bombarded cells or tissues are cultured in the selected medium to regenerate the plants from the transformed cells. So this method is called a biolistic method. Dear students, this is a diagram which are showing the gene gun method or biolistic. So this is a gun barrel which is used to inject the DNA particle, known as gene gun barrel. So the gene gun barrel are coated with gold particle. This gene gun barrel is made up of with plastic disc with DNA coated gold particles. Then these DNA particles are triggered like a gun or a gene gun insertion. It is screened by a disc-shaped screen. Finally, the protein-coated gold particles are released outside and they are cultivated in the laboratory to produce the newly formed target plant cell. So that is said to be the biolistic or gene gun method. So dear students, these are all the different method of vectorless gene transfer. It's a very important 2 mark, 3 mark and 5 mark question. I hope you all understood the topic. Remaining we will see in the next video class. God bless you. All the best children.